Every single week, a new AI tool launches. Before long, you're drowning in dozens of overlapping, inescapable apps. This calculation table shows what happens when you start paying for 10 different overlapping subscriptions. The monthly total climbs fast, but the real drain here is context switching. You end up spending more time tabbing between 20 different interfaces than actually doing your work. Copying text from a writer, pasting it into a summarizer, and moving it to a formatter introduces heavy friction. It completely erases the time the AI was supposed to save in the first place. By hoarding all these specialized applications, you sacrifice actual creative output for the mere illusion of being optimized. There is a counterintuitive fix to this mess: starting over and stripping your workflow down to just 5 foundational tools that actually integrate. This animated balance scale illustrates the core decision you have to make. On one side, you have workflow fluidity. On the other, specialized power. To achieve that friction-free integration, you have to accept slightly inferior B+ capabilities in a few very narrow tasks. We are going to audit exactly what speed you gain and what specific performance you sacrifice by switching to this minimalist 5-tool stack. Let us start with the foundation, ChatGPT. Instead of treating it like a basic prompt box, use it as a highly iterative thinking partner to establish a wide contextual base. Its versatility spans across multiple daily functions. It can brainstorm ideas, handle basic coding, and write long-form content all in one place. This comparison matrix highlights the compromise. By using ChatGPT, you lose the bespoke one-click formatting of specialized writing tools. You have to compensate by developing advanced prompting skills. For deep research, we shift to NotebookLM. This acts as the necessary counterpoint to ChatGPT's broad web-wide knowledge. It requires you to upload your own PDFs, articles, and reports. Doing this creates a closed, highly reliable knowledge base that draws entirely from your specific sources. Looking at the updated matrix, the trade-off for NotebookLM is clear. It demands upfront curation time, and because it relies only on your documents, it won't help you with real-time internet discovery. Combined, these two handle 90% of text generation and research for most knowledge workers, as long as you are willing to invest the initial time in setup and prompting. Moving to visual assets, Canva AI serves as an ecosystem capable of replacing 3 to 4 separate creative applications. It consolidates presentation generation, basic video editing, and AI image creation under a single roof. You save a massive amount of time simply by never having to export and import media files between different software programs. This matrix row for Canva AI shows what you give up. You permanently sacrifice the pixel-perfect control, advanced parameter tuning, and raw power you get from professional standalone design tools. But for the vast majority of non-designers, achieving strong results at high speed is far more valuable than pursuing isolated, slow perfection. Zapier moves you from executing individual manual tasks to building passive systems that run entirely without human intervention. Instead of manually prompting an AI for every single action, you set up a system once that listens for triggers in the background. This flowchart maps out a practical example. An incoming email automatically triggers an AI summary, which then updates a spreadsheet and alerts your team channel. A sequence like this takes seconds to run passively, but it compounds quickly, saving hundreds of hours over a year. The severe trade-off here is the steep initial learning curve. It requires hours of setup time and creates ongoing fragility if the connected APIs break. Taking on the burden of system maintenance is only justified if it entirely eliminates hours of mundane, repetitive weekly work. This brings us to the final gap in the minimalist stack: the need for rapid, current event information and source-backed fact-checking. That is where Perplexity AI comes in. It completely bypasses traditional SEO spam, delivering instant answers backed up by clear inline citations. This provides immediate workflow relief. You no longer have to rely on the traditional research method of opening dozens of unread browser tabs. Looking at the final row of our matrix, the trade-off is that this highly targeted approach is far less effective for deep, serendipitous exploratory browsing, where stumbling upon unknown websites is actually your goal. But by treating AI as a definitive answer engine rather than a traditional search engine, you drastically accelerate information retrieval. Zooming out from the software itself, We need to evaluate which specific types of professionals this minimalist stack actually serves best. This quadrant chart identifies the overwhelmed generalist, managers and creators. For them, this 5-tool stack optimally balances speed and capability. Then there is the stark exception, the deep specialist. Professional designers or coders whose livelihoods strictly depend on pushing professional-grade niche boundaries. If you are a specialist who rejects the minimalist stack, you must willingly accept the heavy cognitive load and subscription costs of managing multiple niche tools. Your software choices should always be dictated by your actual professional identity and daily output needs, never by industry hype. Before you ever buy another subscription, you must put it through the one-question AI audit. Ask yourself if this app truly solves a brand new problem, or if it merely replaces a function you already have in your foundational stack. True productivity comes from optimizing your systems for meaningful, deep work. It does not come from playing manager to a chaotic software collection.